Okay, so from quotes from the book, I have come up with a lot of different ways about how Mr. Fox sounds, how he moves, and how he smells. So now it is your turn for Farmer Bean. So on your resource, which is called Year 2 English, 25th of February, Resource 2, you have this picture of Farmer Bean and you've got this mind map. So it's got the sense of hearing, the sense of sight, and the sense of smell. Now you also have lots of different quotes from the book about Farmer Bean, and you need to look at each quote and work out whether it's talking about how he sounds, how he moves, or how he smells, okay? And you need to place the quotes under the correct sense. So let's have a look at the first two together. It's not over yet, Mr. Fox. We're not going home till we've strung you up as dead as a dingbat. Okay, now that is something that Farmer Bean has said, isn't it, to Mr. Fox? So therefore, is that how he moves? Well, no, it hasn't told us how he moves. It hasn't told us how he smells, but it's something he said. So therefore, it tells us how he sounds, okay? And we'll talk about what that quote means in a minute. Now, I would like to have a look at the next one. Did you hear that, Mr. Fox? Yelled Bean, bending low and shouting down the hole. Which sense does that go under? Pause the video now and have a think. Okay, Year 2. So again, your quote was, did you hear that, Mr. Fox? Yelled Bean, bending low and shouting down the hole. Now, does that tell us how Farmer Bean moves? Well, yes, it does a little bit because it tells us that he bends low. Because he's so tall, he has to bend low to shout down the hole. But it's something, again, that he says, isn't it? So it's not something that he smells like. It doesn't describe how he smells. It is something that he said. So therefore, again, it goes under our sense of hearing. Now let's have a look at the quotes now and see if what we can work out from the quotes about how Farmer Bean sounds. So we've got, it's not over yet, Mr. Fox. We're not going home till we've strung you up as dead as a dingbat. Now, that is telling Mr. Fox what Farmer Bean is going to do. So therefore, he's threatening him, isn't he? So therefore, from this quote, we can tell that Farmer Bean is quite threatening, isn't he? When he speaks in quite a threatening way. And we saw that again with one of the farmers when Farmer Bean told him that he had to go down the hole to catch Mr. Fox, and he was joking, but to the other farmer that sounded quite threatening, didn't it? So we could definitely say that Farmer Bean sounds quite threatening. Now the next one, did you hear that, Mr. Fox? Yelled Bean, bending low and shouting down the hole. What does that tell us about how Farmer Bean sounds? Could you pause the video and have a little think? Okay, Year 2. So here it says yelled Bean, bending low and shouting down the hole. So we've got the word yell here and we've got the word shout, which are synonyms, aren't they? They both mean speaking loudly. So therefore, from this, we can say that Farmer Bean has quite a loud voice and he has a booming voice because he's shouting down the hole to Mr. Fox. And that's quite a long way down, isn't it? So therefore, his voice needs to be quite loud and booming in order for Mr. Fox to hear him. So look, just from these two quotes, we have inferred, using the clues in the quotes, what this tells us about how Farmer Bean sounds. Okay, so now it is your turn. I would like you to have a look at the rest of the quotes and see if you can work out which sense they are talking about, and then see if you can infer from them. So like I did with the first quote, I inferred that he was threatening, and in the second quote, I inferred that he had a loud, booming voice. So what can you find? What clues can you find in the quotes to work out how Farmer Bean sounds, how he moves, and how he smells? Okay, so that is the end of our English lesson today, Year 2. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you in our next English lesson. Bye.